Hello, everyone, and welcome back to It's Schway, Shwarbage, a Batman, Batfan, Bat Review, Batpod, Batcast. I'm Will.
I'm Jack.
And I have a theory, ladies and gentlemen. Now, guys. I haven't spoken about this, but I was meditating last night, and I think I've come to a revelation. And I will preface this. This does not have to do with our subject matter, but it does have to do with Batman things that are going on right now.
Okay, please let us know.
Okay. I watched the trailer for Kill the Justice League, right? New game releasing. If you're watching this in the future, it hasn't come out yet.
Mm-hmm.
I have been meditating and reflecting on why they are choosing to tie this into the existing Arkhamverse.
Okay.
And I have a theory. So, the world's ending. We're killing the Justice League. We're wiping the slate clean.
Mm-hmm.
For something new to arise from the shadows. Ladies and gentlemen, I posit that this game is setting up a new Arkham game set in the world of Batman Beyond.
I have heard this theory many a time.
Okay, well, I thought it was original. I thought it was original.
I subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
I subscribe. Because I want it to be true.
This is very much on topic, but I do now want to talk about this. This is a bit of an old theory from when Arkham Knight first came out, because Mr. Freeze has his Beyond suit in that game.
Yeah.
And there's the whole thing where like that game sets up perfectly for a Batman Beyond style story. Even the Nightmare Fear Toxin Batman has the red bat symbol. And yeah. And so people thought that about Arkham Knight. Then when this game was announced, a lot of people hopped right onto that. I want to believe. I don't, though.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's hard because I know that the cast of Batman Beyond, specifically the cast and crew that worked on that show, have been itching to do something with the IP for a very long time, and just nothing has come through. It's project after project that gets posited and shot down. I think that this is the perfect continuation for both the legacy of the show Batman Beyond and the Arkhamverse as a whole.
The Batman Beyond movie was in development hell for 15 years before getting canceled.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are setting up so well to talk about Batman Beyond, but we're going to talk about that second.
Quentin coulda, you coulda. We gave you the chance to make this a good
I thought
segue.
about it, but I didn't want to be I have a bit and you guys have to play with my bit.
That's what we do every time. That's how this works.
I know. I've been feeling bad about it. Lately.
No, don't. Don't feel bad.
All right.
Okay. So should we talk about Riddled first, and then we can work our way to Batman Beyond.
We'll come back like a boomerang. Captain Boomerang.
Today we have something. That was good. That was very good.
Holy shit! Okay, one more thing. Just one more thing before we move on. I searched it, and there was a rumor that they wanted Andrew Garfield to be Terry McGinnis.
Okay.
I could see it. Honestly, I could see it.
Okay. I want to add something. Okay, hold on. I read that, and then I clicked on the link where they got that information, and it's from a Screen Rant article, fan casting. I don't think this is a real rumor. I do like that, but I was like, ooh, and then I checked it out. That's not a real thing.
Let's cool our jets.
Okay. I think Robert Pattinson probably could have played Terry, if he wasn't already Batman. Anyway, let's get to the Riddler. Speaking of the Batman.
Yeah, we're doing 2 cartoons today, baby.
Yeah.
We are? Oh, yeah! I was thinking about Batman Beyond.
We're doing the Batman. If you like Batman, oh boy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is. Oh, I didn't write down the episodes these are. This is season 4?
Season 3, I think. Yeah.
3.
I thought it was season 2. What?
No. Hold on, I'm looking it up.
You said the origin episode of the Riddler, right? Is what we're supposed to watch?
Yep.
Yeah, but okay, hold on.
So
Jack?
listed in HBO Max,
Jack, hold on, Jack. Riddler's first appearance is not his origin episode.
No way. That's
there's a flashback episode later on.
No.
Oh my god! No!
No. Will, you're kidding me, right?
Jack.
Are you serious?
I sent.
No, we're talking about season 4, episode 10.
9.
Wait.
What?
Hold on. The Batman season 4, episode 9, Riddler's Revenge.
So, what are you watching on? Because on HBO Max it's listed as season 3, episode 10.
What the fuck is going on?
Guys,
Hold on.
I didn't watch it.
Hold on.
Guys,
Yeah, okay, it's... Hold on, what is going on?
Okay, we're having so many revelations at once. This
This...
Okay, the Batman wiki says it's season 4, episode 10. Wikipedia says it's season 4, episode 9. What the fuck is going on? And you said you watched season 3?
Yeah, watching season 3. Does HBO Max, chop season 3 in its entirety in half and do, Because...
no, it's HBO Max combined season 1 and 2.
Oh...
Jack,
Yeah,
what are we gonna do?
This is really bad, guys.
Okay.
I watched
Here's what I posit.
season 2, episode something entitled Riddled, which is the origin episode of the Riddler.
No, it's not the origin episode of the Riddler. It's not his origin. It's not his
origin, Jack.
Origin.
Hey,
I sent season 4, episode 9. It's
to Jack's credit, an episode titled Riddler's Revenge isn't really...
I scrolled right past it, and I thought, oh, that's not his origin episode, that's Revenge.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. This is an opposite.
Okay, hold on.
Right?
Quick question. Do we want to stop recording and Jack goes and watches it?
I think that there is an opportunity for us to do something experimental here. Because...
Okay.
Me and Will...
Silver lining, hit us with it.
Could weave you a beautiful tapestry for what happens in this episode, because it's probably not what you expect.
I've seen it.
You've seen it,
but I don't remember it that well.
Okay.
I'm kind of disappointed because I was so ready to rag on Robin with Jack for the whole time.
I had a really negative Robin experience.
No, he just sucks in the whole show.
Yeah.
Guys, do you want to just try, you guys explaining what happened, and I'll try my best to keep up?
Okay, new format. We technically did this kinda with the Batman Black and White Riddler story.
Yes.
But this is new format, new content.
I'm sorry, guys.
Don't apologize. It's understandable and not a big deal.
Yeah, not at all.
Well, if any, so I assume you guys haven't recently watched the season 2 episode called Riddled that introduces.
No.
If there's any background information that you need, I have it very fresh in my mind.
I actually did because I was because Riddler's Revenge perfectly leads into it.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have one person who has only watched Riddler's Revenge recently. We have one person who's watched both of these episodes, and we have one person who's only watched Riddled. What the fuck?
Here's what I'm gonna suggest. We'll start with Riddler's Revenge, and me and Quinn can talk about it, and Jack can have a reaction. Then we can transition. Do you want to transition and also squeeze in a third topic?
I don't know. I don't know if we have time. We'd have to cut the Batman Beyond, and I really don't want to cut the Batman.
No.
Okay. We'll see how much time we have. We'll see how much time we have.
We can summarize. We can kind of expedite this bit a little bit. There are things that I do want to talk about, but we can streamline it.
Quentin, you want to just kick off with Riddler's Revenge?
Yep. All right. So it opens on a boat. Mm-hmm. And Riddler's there. He's wailing on this one guy. He's some big business executive guy. He's got him tied to a chair. He's got his weird Riddler goons.
No, he is not tied to a chair.
Is he not?
He is tied upside down to an industrial crane, hanging from it.
All right, that's a very different set piece than what I remember. Anyway,
he's still on a boat though.
Yeah. So Riddler's like, you did something to me in the past, and then he readies his explosives, and then the whole entire boat goes whatever. And then Batman shows up, and he knocks the detonator out of Riddler's hand, and then they have a little kerfuffle. And he cuts the business guy down, and the business guy gets the cane that's also the detonator, and he gets
His name is Gorman.
His name is Gorman. His name is Gorman.
Okay.
Mr. Gourmet, and he gets on a lifeboat and he starts going off, drifting off, and he turns back and he's like, haha, fuck you, Batman and Riddler, and he detonates the explosives. He delivers an ominous line about how he has some past with the Riddler, and the whole ship goes kablooey. Batman tackles Riddler into a industrial crate, and they both go careening into the water. And
I would like to add one thing. This is just something funny. Batman and the Riddler land. They're on an exploding boat, and Batman is equal distance from the side of the boat to the shipping container, and instead of taking the Riddler and jumping into the water, he takes him and jumps into the shipping crate, which is then knocked off the boat into the water.
True.
The crate does bonus damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needed that armor. I mean, what happened if shrapnel went careening off of the side of the boat, and then, you know,
Probably would have died.
Yeah, probably would have died.
Probably would have died.
Yeah, he did the smart thing. Except it didn't turn out to be so smart, because after the disappointingly redone the Batman intro sequence,
I got to watch the original intro, and it's great, guys.
Original intro is great. I don't mind the change, though.
I think it's. I mean, I wish they would have changed the visuals and kept the song. I don't like. It's not as iconic to me.
Jack, you missed out on this, but our intro had Grundy in it, so
Yeah,
That's true.
I don't mind the visuals at all. The song just not as iconic. It's got the new character, got the new Robin, the fucking brain dead zombie child.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, the framing device for this episode.
Yeah.
Batman and Riddler are stuck in a shipping crate, sinking to the bottom of the Gotham Harbor, and Batman sends out a distress signal to Robin, who is at school right now.
Yep.
So Batman and Riddler are doing important stuff, and Robin's gonna spend this whole episode fucking around at school. Don't worry about it.
Do you want to talk about the Robin subplot right now and just get it out of the way?
His friend looks like Jason Todd.
His friend does look like Jason Todd. His friend is also a fucking idiot, almost as much of an idiot as he is. And the voice performance given by the teacher of their home ec class
I love the teacher so much.
is the most deadpan, lifeless, reading words off of a page performance I have ever seen, and it works perfectly. His main function in the scenes that he's in is basically to talk to Robin and say, "You've been pulling a ton of bullshit. Go sit back down. You've been trying to leave class early consistently every day for the last 6 months. I'm not having it." Which is very good. It works very well with the deadpan dialogue. It's just it's Robin's whiny ass voice. I don't know, no offense to the voice actor, but I hate the voice acting.
I kind of want offense to his voice actor. It's so annoying.
It was implied.
Wait, guys, tell me about his friend who looks like Jason Todd. What is
I've
his
sent a
role in this
photo.
plot?
So they're in a cooking class.
Yep.
And his friend is making a stew that is a combination of his favorite things. One of them is licorice, and I think the other one was like mushrooms or
No.
It?
He said it's a combination of my two favorite things, soup and licorice.
Nah, that's right. Why does it come out brown with like chunks of...
Well, obviously there are other things in it that he doesn't initially say, because when Robin...
There's cheddar in it, there's cheese in it.
Yeah, when Robin eventually does try it, the friend goes, "Ooh, put too much cheddar in there."
Yeah.
And while all this is happening, Batman and Riddler are on their way
Are
to
drowning.
a certain doom.
they're not drowning.
Yeah.
They're in a box running out of oxygen at the bottom of a lake.
They're
They're
suffocating.
not. Yeah. Robin tries to pretend like he's like, oh no, I got a stomach ache. I gotta leave, and the teacher's like, you're fucking lying.
Yep.
And then Robin's like, okay, I'll just eat this horrible soup my best friend made, and I'll instantly throw up, and then I'll actually get sick so I can leave.
Yep.
Smart.
Here's my thing though, Dick, don't make up anything, just leave. One of two things is gonna happen: either nothing, and then Bruce comes up with an actual good excuse and contacts the school after the fact, or two, this old ass teacher is gonna try and stop you, and you can karate chop him to death, and then no one will stop you.
So
I think the teacher would one-shot him. I don't know.
no, yeah, maybe. Who knows? I think that there's an implicit issue with karate chopping a teacher to death in a classroom full of students.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr.
cuts
Hot
back-
Take over here.
Back to the plot of the episode.
I love Riddler, so it cuts back to them stuck there, and Riddler goes, what is 9,857? And Batman goes, don't you ever get tired of riddles?
No.
Which is a very funny thing to say to the Riddler.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the Riddler goes, the Riddler repeats himself, what is 9,857? It's how many seconds until we run out of air. Which is 2 hours, 44 minutes, and 17 seconds for those of you at home.
okay, that's not so bad. That's
pretty
take your
good.
time, man. Take your time. We can...
Yeah.
I can actually tie that back to the episode I watched, where after being tied up, Batman asks Riddler to, or maybe it was Ellen Yin, I don't remember, asks Riddler to stop speaking in riddles, which, like, yeah, good luck with that one.
That is something very funny about the Batman Riddler. Is basically everyone is like, stop telling riddles, and he's like, what? Like, no,
That's my gimmick.
no.
You don't tell Joker to stop telling jokes. Fucking.
Stop two-facing Two-Face.
Penguin, be less interested in birds.
Yeah. Stop doing bird-themed crime.
Stop being made out of clay, you clay face.
And then Clayface is like, I'd love to, but I
wish.
can't.
I wish.
I'm fucking trying. Anyway, Riddler's like, you want to hear my backstory to, like, my origin story? And Batman goes, okay.
He's like, we have nothing better to do.
Flashback. Riddler is, something very funny about this Riddler is that he apparently, like, I just kind of assumed because of his whole aesthetic, he dyed his hair. I don't know why, I just assumed that. But no, he always looked like this ghoul even before he was the Riddler.
He doesn't look like a ghoul. He just
He looks pretty ghoulish.
okay. Yeah, but it's not because of the hair.
Yeah, it's because of his whole complexion.
Yeah.
But he's working with an unspecified university. I'm just going to assume Gotham University, because, you know.
Wait, you skipped over some of the details of his childhood. We get into his early days. We get into his obsession.
Oh
with
yeah,
puzzles. And the
with
vague
his dad.
yeah, the vague threat made by his dad as he clubbed a baseball through his little puzzle that he assembled, and it scarred him for the rest of his life.
The Riddler is basically building like a Lego set style, like a kit that's like a puzzle. And his dad's like, why don't you like sports, kid? And then hits a baseball with a baseball bat into the puzzle, destroying it.
Yeah, he says, why don't you play an actual game? Let's go play ball, champ. And then he clubs the baseball. And then that cuts into his early life of crime. He was like, I liked puzzles, but puzzles had no challenge, and so I tried crime. But then crime got boring, and so I ended up somewhere that you wouldn't think I would go, to college.
That's my favorite thing. Riddler's trajectory was child genius, like bank robber, college, then back to crime as the Riddler after that.
You know, it's never too late to go and get your education.
Yeah. So he's working at Gotham University with a lady whose name is Dr. Julie. I looked it up. We never learned her last name. She's only ever called Doctor or just Julie.
Yep.
So they're creating a device that you put on your head that makes you smarter. It gives you extra memory. It makes you think faster. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're trying to build this, and who shows up? But our friend Chuck Gorman.
No way.
Yes.
Yeah. Didn't see that one coming, did you, Jack? Let me see if I can find a photo of Chuck Gorman for Jack. Quentin, you talk about what's going on.
So, Chuck Gorman basically comes in, and he's like, I want to invest in your project. And Riddler's like, no, I'm edgy and want to do my own
I don't know why I thought
science."
just Googling Chuck Gorman would help. There's a bunch of real people named Chuck Gorman.
Oh, yeah.
No, we are not associating any of those real people with this evil businessman from the Batman.
So this businessman is only like vaguely evil. I don't even think that before he
no,
blows up the boat.
He's not evil. The only thing he does is destroy a boat that he already owned. He doesn't do anything bad.
The only thing he tried to do was kill Batman, and that's it.
Pretty bad.
And even then, like, he was trying to kill Riddler, who was trying to kill him.
Yeah. So
as far as I can tell, there are no images of Gorman anywhere.
No.
Okay, he's a man of mystery. He's a man of mystery.
He is.
I found one.
He is. He's an elusive figure. But
Hey, keep going. I'll show Jack what I'm looking at.
So Gorman is sitting there and he's like, I want to invest in your project. And Riddler's like, no, because we want to do our own science. And Julie's like, hear him out. And then Riddler's almost about to do it until he delivers a line. Gorman delivers a line. Come on, you gotta play ball, champ. And this sends Riddler spiraling back to that one event in his childhood where his Lego set was broken apart by his father.
We'll just send an image of Gorman.
I'll put this up for YouTube. This is the only image of Gorman I can find.
It's so small.
I know.
It's not very high resolution. He sent another image of the
the teacher.
The teacher with the deadpan voice.
Anyway, yeah. So Gorman's like, yeah. How about we go into business? And Riddler's like, fuck off.
What does he want to make any changes to the why is Riddler so?
No,
he just doesn't want money.
No,
Riddler is like seemingly just like anti-authority, which I guess is fair, but like we are the only reasons we are ever given to not trust Gorman is that he's kind of rude sometimes.
Are you guys like Gorman defenders? Give me your verdict on Gorman. Is he a good guy,
I'm
bad guy?
scared to say probably.
Okay, Gorman is a capitalist, which in any Gothamite capitalist can't be good intrinsically.
Batman.
Well, I mean, he's really very uninterested in the capitalism.
Maybe Gorman is secretly a crime fighter.
Maybe
he's Robin.
The Gore
no.
Man.
The Gore Man.
The Gore Man?
Yeah, very violent compared to Batman.
Secret identity, Gourmand.
Anyway, Riddler pushes over Gorman because he doesn't want to fucking deal with him. And Gorman goes, "You're wrestling with the wrong gator, Eddie!" And then he lurks away.
Which would be a perfect time, like if I was writing the show, for him to fall into a vat of chemicals and mutate into an alligator man and be Killer Croc.
Ooh. Maybe he is. No, that doesn't make sense.
That would not make sense at all. I'm going to change my name to Waylon Jones. And then never reference it and call myself Killer Croc.
I'm going to develop an accent different to the one I currently have.
Yeah.
Now that's a scheme right there.
I mean, honestly.
Now that's a riddle. Who's solving that one?
Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Once again, Gorman doesn't really do much wrong.
No, not really.
Not so far, at least. Anyway, the university is like, hey, Eddie, and I already forgot her name again.
Julie,
Eddie and Julie. We got a presentation for you so you can show off your invention.
Yeah.
And it's at the house of a possible investor. Welcome to Chuck Gorman's house, Eddie.
got him.
Yeah. And then the guy that set them up is like, "Hello, welcome to the place. This is the guy." And then that's like, if you see, refer to the first photo that Will sent. That is the face that they see.
Yeah, they did not know they were at Gorman's house until after they were there setting up.
Yeah.
Anyway, they put their device on like the head of the school's head so he can get smarter, and he's fucking killing it. He reads an entire textbook in like 2 seconds, and then he can recite the whole thing. And then something terrible happens. Jack, what is your guess?
The device malfunctions, causing grave bodily harm to the user.
That is exactly what happens.
Yeah,
That is everything that happens, and everybody blames Edward Nygma.
And Eddie's like, it was Gorman.
So was it actually Gorman?
We'll see. We'll see about the riddle, Jack. The riddle.
I've been defending Gorman this whole time.
I know us saying that Gorman did nothing wrong this whole entire time might imply something else, but we may have just been tricking you. We're the information masters here. We've got the secrets.
Or maybe we're okay with Gorman tasing that guy in the brain.
Maybe that was a bad guy. Maybe that's the plot twist.
Yeah. He was like the dean or whatever.
Yeah. The only other note that I have here is that in the scene before, back in the initial confrontation with Gorman, there's a little narration from Eddie where he goes, "After that, Julie asked me why I had been so whatever to him. And I told her all about my father and my childhood, and she really got to, understand me. Suddenly, I wasn't a riddle to her anymore." And it sets up kind of this, off-romantic relationship between the two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then she dumps him after the project fails, so...
Yeah, she's like, this is on you and not Gorman's fault. And he's like, fuck, why?
Why does she not have any blame in this? She was also working on the project. Why
seemingly
is the blame directed at Eddie?
Have no idea.
Eddie was blamed entirely for this. And anyway, so just for the record, it keeps cutting back to him and Batman at the bottom of the lake talking about this.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, Batman, you'll remember this next part because you were there. And Batman was like, I was? And he was like, yeah. And then basically, Eddie put a bunch of riddles and traps in Gorman's house and trapped him in there. And Batman showed up to save him. And this is the one thing where Batman, he sees the green question marks everywhere. He solves riddles. He looks at, he sees Edward Nygma's face. And then when Riddler shows up in Jack's episode Riddled, he's like, I don't know who this is.
Yeah.
Is this before Riddled? This takes place
This is before Riddled.
It's before Riddled. He's not, he doesn't have the Riddler suit yet or the cane. He's just in his college slacks and a lab coat running schemes.
Yeah. This is the Batman equivalent of the Arkham Origins version of the Riddler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enigma.
My
next note is Gordon's pretty damn good at riddles.
Yeah, except he doesn't solve. That's the one thing about this house of riddles, is one of them doesn't get solved. It's the second one that they face, and Batman, instead of solving it himself or delivering a quip that solves the riddle, just tackles Gorman out of the way, and it never gets solved.
Yeah, modern Riddler would never let them get away with not solving a riddle.
Oh, he gets fuming.
I also like how for that riddle, it's fucking. He's like. Forwards it is heavy, backwards it is not. And then he's like, Gorman, do you want to hit? And Gorman's like, yes. He's like, not. N-O-T. Eddie, that's not a clue. You just get that's the answer.
Yeah. And then Gorman, like an idiot, says ton. The answer's ton. And then Riddler goes, wrong.
No, he just goes, no, you're too late.
Yep.
Fucked.
Oh, he didn't give a wrong.
No.
Too flamboyant.
So then Batman saves him, and he's like, "Well, I'll get you later, Batman. I had a lot of fun, so I think I'm gonna make this my job now."
If you'll refer to the episode Riddled, he does not in fact get Batman.
Mm-hmm.
He gets got.
He does get got.
Mm-hmm. My next note is Robin didn't need to be in this episode. Batman could have used the Batwave to summon the Batboat, which is the only service Robin provides, is bringing the boat.
Yep.
Anyway, the flashback's over, and Batman's like, okay, are you done? He's like, yeah. It's like, okay, you want to help me get out? And he's like, how are we going to get out? Well, the thing's full of air, so it should be floating, which means we must be pinned down. So let's just shoulder ram the wall until we start floating.
Yeah.
And it works.
I mean, yeah, Batman starts doing it, and he's like, I, the purest, being of strength, cannot do this myself. Hey, you withering corpse, Edward Nygma.
Well,
maybe with our combined strength.
Well, a little bit of a spoiler, but in the scene after this, Riddler does a double hand neck chop to the back of Batman's neck and instantly knocks him out in one hit.
That is true. Well, he's got technique. He knows the riddle of the human body.
Okay, and he doesn't know how a fucking box works.
Well, it's not a puzzle box, is it? It's just a regular box.
As they're ramming shoulders into it, Batman's looks over and is like, "Are you sure it was Gorman's fault?" And he's like, "Yeah, who else would it be?" And Batman's like, no one. Don't worry about it."
And then Riddler's fucking face.
Yeah, Riddler, he has a realization, and he's like, "Oh, fuck."
A fire lights in him.
I know he never actually says it, but it really, in my mind, it really feels like Riddler did a lot of swearing in this episode.
Yeah.
They escape. Batman gets double hand chopped, as mentioned, and then Riddler escapes with his guys on his boat. Then Robin shows up to save Batman, and my note just says, "God, someone Jason Todd this Robin, please."
Man, you do not like the Batman Robin.
I don't. What happens next, Quinn? Actually, do we want Jack to guess?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Jack, guess where they go next.
So the real perpetrator is there. There's a loose end in this story, and it is Dr. Julie. They gotta go. They gotta go talk to Dr. Julie about this, because I have a suspicion she may be behind it all.
So we cut to Dr. Julie. She's hanging out doing science, and then the Riddler comes in and he's like, "Hey, it's me, the Riddler. You remember me?" She's like, yeah." And he's like, "Cool. I know you did it, and I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah, he straight up just tries to murder her a couple of times.
He's like, "Why did you do this?" And she's like, "'Cause Gorman was gonna give us money for this, and you were like, 'No, I'd rather not have money,' which is dumb."
Yeah.
But why? How does that help? How does making the project fail?
So here's what happened. She got Eddie in trouble. He got fired. Then she claimed ownership of them and then sold them to Gorman.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes.
Yeah.
Sure.
I like the twist. She big brained him.
It's a good twist when you're watching it the first time through. It falls flat a little bit on the execution on a couple of rewatches. This was
I don't think so. Because I think her getting pissed with him when he turns away Gorman, and then looking happy when Gorman turns up again, I think that's like it's a nice touch which they, I say a lesser show wouldn't have added, but an equally quality of show wouldn't, like a lesser episode of the Batman wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. This episode is definitely I think it's of the quality of like a season 2 episode for me.
Yeah.
I mean, take out the Robin parts, get that stink out of here, and
you could even put in Batgirl, who's marginally better.
I actually really like Batgirl in this show. I think that she is. They should have just stuck with Batgirl.
I think Ellen Yin does a good job.
Yeah, Ellen Yin's great. She just super disappears. They put a bunch of the discs on Dr. Julie's head, and they're like, let's see what happens if we overload your brain. Then Batman and Robin show up, and they stop the goons, and then they beat up Riddler.
Yeah. And then Riddler's like, how would you have known that it was Julie? And then Batman's like, fucking Gorman's not a scientist. Gorman couldn't have done that.
How would Gorman have possibly done this, Eddie?
Eddie, you dunce!
Riddler.
Eddie, I thought you were smart, and you clearly didn't think about. I heard a secondhand account of the story that was biased to blame Gorman, and I knew it wasn't Gorman.
He figured it out while he was in a crate suffocating at the bottom of a lake.
Yeah.
There was less oxygen going to his brain.
Figure that out, Edward.
Here's the thing. I like how Batman implies through his dialogue, because it's not like we said. He's not implying that Eddie's an idiot. He says that anybody could have seen it besides Edward Nygma. And he knows exactly why. It's feelings that got to his brain and kept him from seeing the truth, that he had actually been betrayed. And that's the thing that I like the most about this twist, is he is a genuinely intelligent individual who is able to solve most riddles and crimes and everything. He's able to solve any riddle. But when it hits close to home, and when it's something that he refuses to solve himself, that is the true.
It's in character for him to not be able to figure this out. Yeah. It's nice.
It's nice.
My last note is very much off topic, but I mean it's pretty good. So thoughts on the Batman universe being the same universe from Teen Titans and those being the same Robins.
But I like that Robin. But I like
he grows
that
up to be less of a shithead.
That's not. I can't want to kill him now when he's younger than he is later.
Yeah, you can. That's Quentin, you just described exactly what happened to Jason Todd.
Well.
People wanted to kill him at a point in time and don't anymore.
That's fair. I guess I just don't want to be one of those Jason Todd haters. I want to be a Jason Todd enjoyer like the rest of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this episode does have Jason in it, so you can
it does have Jason.
Do that.
He does cooking. How the fuck are we gonna Schwarbage this?
You guys, if it's mixed, if it's mixed, we have our first ever 50-50. You know, I don't think I can give an opinion on this.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh
my god.
Okay. I wanna go back. I don't remember the riddle, but the first riddle Riddler tells to Gorman at the start of the episode, the answer to it is a joke, but he's gagged Gorman so Gorman can't say it. And then Batman shows up and from the top, like he's on top, like at the very top of the boat, he yells down at him like, he's like, "It's a joke," which is what you are, Riddler.
Got him.
He burns him. He gets him so hard.
Anyway, I think this is Schway. It's a good time.
Yeah. I mean, is that all the insight?
I said the thing about Batman calling him a joke, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, then
true.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't what I expected it to be. As when you look up Riddler's Revenge on the internet, you do find the Six Flags ride of the same name, Riddler's Revenge, which actually looks sick as fuck. I would not expect a Riddler-themed ride to go that hard.
I would.
Fair. But this episode, man, I like this episode overall. I think it has a lot of good elements. Something we didn't talk about was the very end is very emotional because, Riddler gets knocked out and Robin goes to untie Julie because she's hogtied to a chair. And Batman goes, Robin, don't do it. Let the police untie her. And then Batman says, Robin, I have a riddle for you. When is the actual villain, not the villain? And then we see Edward Nygma on the ground, knocked out because a laser exploded in his hand, which was a fight thing.
Unimportant
Unimportant fight sequence. And he lets one tear roll from his eye while he's unconscious. Go figure how that works.
It happened.
But in terms of specifically Batman and Riddler playing off of each other, this is some of my favorite content that we get out of that. In general, I think that this is a strong characterization for the Riddler. I think that the guy who plays the Riddler in this does he does an incredible job with the character. And in terms of just rating those two things, Batman and Riddler, in this episode, and the overall plot, and not Robin, I would give this a Schway.
Awesome.
It's unanimous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys want me to give my assessment of Riddled, or should we say?
I was about to say I would love for you to give a one-person assessment of Riddled.
Okay. Riddled is kind of more generic than that one. It's pretty by the books Riddler story. Like, there's riddles around the city, they have to solve them. But instead of Robin teaming up with Batman or Riddler teaming up with Batman, it's Ellen Yin, who's a cool original character from the Batman, who by the time the next Riddler episode comes around has been abandoned by the show.
Written out of the show.
The worst part of the episode is that she gets done incredibly dirty. She can't solve any of the riddles. It's just Batman solving all of them for her, basically, which is kind of lame. But it's fun enough episode. It's one of those where if there was something between Schway and Shwarbage, I would give it that.
We can just give it you can give it a 50-50 because it's a weird situation.
If we ever talk about it again, I'll pick a Schway or Schwarbage position on it, but I don't have to do that right now, so I won't.
Great.
Any final words on the Batman, Riddler, anything?
My intellect towers over yours, Batman. I wonder if you'll ever solve this riddle.
What riddle?
My intellect towers over yours, Batman. I wonder if you'll ever solve this
Wonder
riddle.
Tower, I get it.
Hey, there we go. That's a point for Jack.
Funny.
Good job. Anyway, that was our patented bit, which we haven't done in 5 episodes. If I tell them a riddle from Arkham City.
You weren't expecting it, Quentin.
Oh my god. Sorry, I was too busy looking at the details, the ride, the Riddler's Revenge on Wikipedia.
Cool. You want me to give you another one then, since I got both your attention?
All right. Okay.
More.
Where is it? I just had it. I ID'd 2. Do you really need to hammer it home? Everyone knows Harley is stupid.
Mr. Hammer?
No.
Harley? Wait.
No.
The little Harley model thing.
Nope.
Do you need to hammer it home? Everybody knows Harley is stupid.
Harley's Hammer?
Yep.
Oh yeah,
It's in a room just propped up against the wall.
that's true. It's in the fucking it's in the room that the cutscene plays that you zip up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that room.
Okay, you guys ready for our next segment?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm really excited for our next segment.
Me too.
Me too. We should start a podcast about it.
We should really.
Just about this episode, I'm down.
Honestly.
This episode is from Batman Beyond. It's called Sneak Peek. My first note is I did not remember Ian Peek was Australian.
No.
He is.
Yeah.
What? Okay. What season? This is like season 3, episode.
Season 2.
Okay. This is. We're very professional. This is season 2, episode 18.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
From the best season.
Yeah.
I will stand by season 2. Season 2 is Peak the Batman.
Season
not
2 is
Batman
awesome.
Beyond.
No.
It is also Peak the Batman if we're including it.
No, no pun intended. With your use of the word peak, because this one's all about our boy Ian Peek.
Ian Peek.
Yeah, baby.
How would you guys
Love
describe
a little bit of Ian Peek.
Beautiful.
Majestic.
Like no, like I mean a little more specific than that. Like who is
Like
he?
an autumn deer,
Chiseled.
elegantly galloping through the lands. He's also a real asshole.
He's
a
awful.
gossip journalist who has a nightly television show called The Inside Peek.
Yep.
Which is seemingly a 30-second to 2-minute long show
Not a
where
long show.
he just talks about some gossip and then dips.
He exposes people though. The first
guy got caught in 4K.
Yep.
the very first thing we see in this episode is just is like the show sneak peek running for a few segments, and the first person to be exposed is a boxing trainer who one of his clients, who's like a professional boxer's wife, I think, was cheating on him with the trainer. And then Ian Peek exposes that, and then the boxer walks into the trainer's office looking all scary, which is pretty funny.
Then there's a pop sensation, Jamie
Gerald.
Yeah. And she gets exposed for being a splicer, which if she got a forked tongue, here's the thing, you can get a forked tongue without being a splicer.
Okay, but she also hisses.
For all those people who don't know what a splicer is, all those normal people out there who don't know what a splicer is off the top of
How
their head.
dare someone watch the show and not know what a splicer is? Splicer is so the term originates in this show, but it's now like a catch-all term in DC for when a human, like a meta-human who has animal powers, or when a human has had their DNA crossed with an animal.
Yeah.
Killer Croc is a splicer, Man-Bat's a splicer, and in Batman Beyond, splicing is like a fad, and you can go get your DNA mixed with an animal. It's illegal at this point in the show, so she has to do it in like a back alley.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys remember Ramrod?
All too well.
You're lying.
I don't. I'll admit that I don't.
He's one of the goons from the first episode with Splicer. He's a ram man.
Okay. Well, Quentin, you remembered that, so you didn't have to say Like,
I mean, no, yeah, like I know all of the ones.
Ramrod.
I have all of the Batman Beyond goons.
There's
in my
only
head.
one person who's fucking insane enough to know who Ramrod is, and it's me.
Hey, I know Bonk.
That's not the same. Bonk is like an S tier goon. Ramrod's like an E tier goon.
I know Ramrod. You know Bonk. We are not the same. Will, you did give a piece of misinformation that I do need to clarify. You did say that this musician is a pop sensation. I believe that she is a rocker.
Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
That's my bad. I'm sorry. Paxton Powers.
Yep.
So, Peak exposes some cheating. He exposes that this lady did a splicing, and then he's like, Paxton Powers, was at a pool party and was fooling around with this lady. And here it is on live television for the world to see.
If you don't know who Paxton Powers is, the DCAU describes him as the estranged and duplicitous son of Derek Powers, which is a great one-sentence summary of it. But he's not important for this episode.
No, not at all.
You need to know he's some rich guy who's a villain.
I mean, the way that this episode plays, eventually played out, I thought
it feels
initially,
like he should have been important, right?
Yeah, I thought they were gonna he was gonna send people after Peak.
I'm surprised he didn't it's not revealed he was responsible for sabotaging the belt or something.
Yeah,
because he would have known about it.
Yeah.
My next note is I love how Australian he is.
He's aggressively Australian.
It's really nice. It's a good accent. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. We don't know the voice actor.
We zoom out. Sorry.
I can figure it out. No, you zoom out. I'll look up Ian Peake's voice actor.
We zoom out from the television to reveal some spectators of this program, the McGinnis household, Terry and his brother Matt. This part I really love this part for kind of metatextual reasons because Matt McGinnis, Terry's younger brother, is pretty much the quintessential TWIP.
Yep. We get one on the TWIP count this episode.
Let's go. We also get a Schway count.
We do. I had those
it's later on,
yeah.
But so Terry doesn't want his little brother to watch this show because they're showing some shenanigans some inappropriate shenanigans that Paxton Powers is getting into.
Ooh.
I have horrible news.
What?
The actor Michael McKean is from New York. That's not his real accent.
Wow.
Oh my God! No.
Yeah. He's good news though. He's in Better Call Saul.
Wait, that's oh my God!
Wait. Who does Michael McKean play in Better Call Saul? Well.
Chuck McGill.
Oh no way!
He plays Chuck.
That's insane.
That is the secondary protagonist of the first couple seasons of the show.
One of the main characters.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm now looking through all the DC stuff he's been in. He's Perry White in Smallville.
What?
In the animated Dark Knight two-parter, he's Dr. Bartholomew Wolper.
Nice.
Okay.
Great. I don't know.
He was Sportsman in the one Justice League episode where they go to the small fake imaginary town, and Neil Patrick Harris is a small child.
He's Dr. Marcus Edmund in the Zeta Project, a show that no one watched.
Nope.
Until us.
No, we're not even.
We'll get to it.
Terry is in one episode of that show. Terry is in one episode of that show.
Well, he actually did a great job in Better Call Saul. Really good actor.
Fantastic actor, yeah. That's crazy.
Wow. That's like a voice.
Yeah, it's crazy that this voice actor has a lucrative acting career.
Yeah,
Who could have guessed it?
That's a big jump to make, right? Being a voice actor and to being a physical actor.
Big jump down from Batman Beyond to Better Call Saul, if you ask me. It's a joke because it's a cartoon for children from the 90s.
Okay.
Anyway.
Terry's mom and Matt's mom, they're the same person, lambasts her children for watching this trashy TV show and delivers the very how do I say, the very a line that will become ironic in the near future of you think it's entertaining now, but if you were the one getting exposed, you wouldn't be so happy in the show. Yeah,
Yep.
I wonder.
This seemingly implies that their mother believes that her children are doing something on par with like adultery and like illegal genetic mutations.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
I don't think Matt's doing anything on par. Terry is a secret vigilante. I don't know where you rank that.
But she doesn't know that.
Yeah.
She suspects it.
Maybe it was aimed more at Matt. Maybe he's Matt awful.
Matt's a fucking monster.
He is a twip.
Anyway, cut
He's
back
the
to
biggest
Ian
twip.
Peak. Cut back to Ian Peak. And his producer friend comes like, "Hey Ian, how'd you find out all that stuff?" And Ian's like, good detective work and reporting skills and stuff like that." And then he walks into another room and he's like, "I have the ability to turn intangible."
He can go through walls.
Ian, why are you not robbing banks? Like,
This is so much cooler, though. This is so much cooler.
Yeah.
This is,
and it also, as
this
Bruce
is why I like
points
this
out,
episode.
we have
What
a
does
couple.
Bruce point out?
We've reached a crossroads. As Bruce points out, what he's doing isn't technically illegal.
We will get to that because it 100% is. I calculated his prison sentence. We'll get to it.
Okay.
Oh wait, he does beat up a couple. Anyway.
No. We'll get to it. I have a bunch of shit.
Okay. All right.
All right, we need to talk about Jimmy Lynn, who's a mob snitch, going to talk to the DA.
Boo.
Why is that? Why is that boo, Quentin?
Yeah. Yeah. You love the mob?
You love the mob,
Huh?
or the Tong, as it's this specific group is called the Tong.
Yeah.
You're a big
You
Tong
love
guy?
them?
Let's just say that if I say any more, I will be in an unspecified amount of trouble.
So yeah, this guy who works for the Tong go into wait, is he? He's the district attorney, right?
Yeah, the
The
DA.
DA.
Yeah. He go into the DA to like confess. And he's like he asked the district like, "Are we safe here?" And he goes, "You've seen my security staff. I'd like to point out to you guys, he had 2 guys standing outside, and that was it. He's got 2 guys just standing outside the door, and he's like, "You've seen my security."
They're on like the 18th floor of a building, you know.
Yeah.
And I've got 2 guys guarding us from one door.
Just 2 guys having a chat. It's not. You don't need a whole army. It's fine.
No.
Anyway, fucking Ian Peak, while he's intangible, sneaks into the room to record him confessing. This is not drama. This is not like gossip to report on.
No.
Yeah, this is a crazy departure for Ian. I took note of that. This is genuine like crime happenings of the city.
This is like a genuine crime in Gotham.
The rest of your stories are about a boxing trainer like cheating and Paxton Powers at a party. This is mob stuff, Ian.
Yeah. You're creating problems for yourself by doing this.
Yeah. So Ian records them for a little bit. Then the DA is like, "Hold on, I think I see a weird floating blue cloud over there holding a camera." Then he walks over and Ian's like, "Oh, I gotta get out of here." And he zoops back through the wall. And the DA is like, "I guess it was nothing." Then he punches a police officer, Ian does, and then he runs.
And Terry shows up. Yeah.
Why did he punch the police officer? He could have, like, walked through him. The police officer was no threat to him.
True.
You know, for the bit. Make some look, do you think a guy like Ian can stay in business if he doesn't also create some drama? Like, what if there's, like, the police were attacked? Like, the police were attacked last night. You know, he can talk about it on his show.
That just sounds like actual news, though.
He knows how to
It's not
spin
drama.
it. He knows how to spin it.
Okay.
I think if there's one thing we learned from this episode, Ian Peake is very bad. Not a cool guy. Also, he doesn't succeed in the end.
Yeah,
No.
he's honestly kind of horribly incompetent.
But I would disagree. He is very good at being a trashy gossip reporter. Like he's
He's
really
nailed
good
it.
at that.
Really, really good at it.
Let me touch on something that is introduced here. In this action sequence where he encounters Terry, right? He beats up those two guys, and then Terry shows up, and then he's like, "Who are you?" And then he doesn't respond and runs away. In all of the interactions between these two characters, he always has... Terry has no way of dealing with him or his abilities, so every single thing is a chase sequence where when he catches up to him eventually, he can't stop him. He can't do anything to the intangibility.
I could stop him.
You could?
If it was me, I could do it.
What could you do?
Step on his feet. If he's walking, the soles of his feet aren't intangible. And imagine if only the bottom of your feet are solid. Someone steps through your foot and then steps on the inside of your toes. That'd fucking hurt. Step on his feet.
I mean...
But when you start chasing him, what if he just goes through a wall? Like, you can't no longer pursue.
Okay. Then that's what we need Batman for. I'll do the foot stepping. Batman does the chasing.
Fair?
Okay, fair. That's a partnership right there. You are now Robin. Welcome.
Oh, no! No! Do I have to?
Yeah, your only job is to be slightly better than the Batman Robin.
Oh, I can clear that bar.
You can clear that bar.
Yeah. You picked the worst Robin, so it's okay.
Yeah. But again,
No, sorry, Quentin. Go ahead.
No, you go, Jack.
I think this fight shows that Ian Peake can scrap.
Very true.
So, he gets the better of Terry. He gets the better of Terry in this, as the villain usually does in Batman Beyond. He gets the better of Terry in their first encounter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, Terry really never beats him.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. He never beats him. He never finds a way to deal with the thing. Like, well, you gave an actual practical answer. Terry never posits shit. The only time that he has a chance to get him is a moment that comes in a later scene, and then he loses the chance because of a completely random encounter. Yeah. But we'll get to that.
Then, to end the chase sequence, he starts a fire.
Really, an explosion.
Yeah, he sets some gasoline on fire, which explodes. He's going hard for his TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is where, like, this next... Well, okay, there's a scene about with Terry in class, right? Is that the next
Yeah,
scene?
it's not it's just Terry like, oh, but if everything's made of matter, isn't everything, like, in atoms are mostly empty space, isn't everything empty? Couldn't someone, like, walk through a wall? And then she's like, yeah, I guess. I think there was a scientist who did that at some point. That's not what this lecture's about. And Terry's like,
And then they're back at the Batcave. Terry's talking about what he learned at the lecture. There's this scientist named Taka, who studied going through walls and crap. This scene solidified Ian Peake as, like, the greatest investigative reporter of all time for me, because he just got Batman. He actually got him.
what are you talking about?
He got him.
Huh?
He put a camera.
The camera's not in this scene.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, there's a whole other encounter with the Tong in between now and then.
Oh, yeah. There's the Tong. I'm sorry, guys. I ruined the pacing. There's the Tong again.
You're right. He will get him in a minute.
Yeah.
Then he's like, okay, I'm gonna go. We found out about Taka. I saw the show. He talked about the DA, so I think it's him. I'm gonna go check him out. Cut to Ian, who's done with shooting for the day, And the same guy's like, yeah, you gotta tell me how you figured this stuff out. And he's like, don't you have a boot to lick? Which is fucking brutal to his own guy. Like, his own guy.
That guy, I kept waiting for him to be important. He never was.
No, never.
I thought he might be, trying to, steal the technology or something.
Like he's the type of
Not
guy
important.
who'd secretly be behind it all. He's behind nothing.
Yeah. The Tong break in. There's a fun little fight scene. Ian runs into a closet, and then he goes intangible to escape. Did you see the Tong guy point blank shooting the door with a rocket launcher? This is my favorite bit. The door is locked, and he runs up to it, tries the door, it doesn't work, pulls out a rocket launcher, shoots it point blank, and there's literally, I checked, 2 frames of him getting blown back, and no one addresses it. like he sends himself flying, and no one brings it up. Anyway, Batman beats up the Tong, and while he's doing that, Peak finds the Batmobile, and he puts a camera in it.
Good job.
Yep.
Good job.
Yeah,
you got him.
Peak. Yeah, he's really good at gossip.
Weird. This is a weird continuity thing, which might just be me and unimportant. In episode 3, the Batmobile detects a weight shift when Ink was on board, and she's just liquid, but it did not notice the camera.
Well,
Ink has got to be a lot heavier.
I don't.
Yeah.
Is she?
Yeah.
I guess.
Dude, liquid's heavy. Are you kidding me?
I guess.
Yeah, I don't think the state of matter really affects.
No.
I guess. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Weight.
Okay. Yeah. Never mind. Ignore me.
Well, I mean, and
it's worth thinking about though.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good thought experiment. Also the fucking camera wasn't placed on the seat. Maybe that's where the sensor is. I don't know.
Well, Ink was on the outside.
That's also true.
So Terry's like, it's totally him. We figured out who it is. Should we call the police? And Batman's like, Bruce is like, he hasn't committed any crime so far. Fellas, could I go over something real quick?
Yeah.
This is the list of crimes so far in the episode that we have seen. Not including anything revealed after this, and not including anything he probably did before this episode. 4 counts of unlawful surveillance. Which go hand in hand with 4 accounts trespassing on private property. 1 account breaking and entering, because he did, there was some violence involved in his breaking into where the DA was. 1 account assaulting an officer, 1 account assault, 1 account arson. Minimum prison sentence, 9 years, 2 months, and a $5,000 fine. Maximum prison sentence, 25 years, 2 months, and a $5,000 fine.
It's hard to argue with the arson, especially.
Yeah.
Here's the thing,
he blew up
even without the arson, let's remove the arson. It's still like 20 years in prison max.
Yeah, he committed crimes. I think Bruce is out of his. Well, maybe all these things have been made legal in the future. Breaking and entering is now legal. Arson
My favorite thing is just they're just straight up ignoring unlawful surveillance. It's a real crime. You're not allowed to record people without their consent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know about the world of Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Isn't it in a year and a half or whatever?
Oh my god.
It already happened?
It's not that new.
Oh my
it's
god,
2029
no.
or something.
I'm checking.
Is it 2025?
Okay, I pulled it up. So there is debate. It was originally meant to be 2029, but then when they worked on Justice League, they pushed it back to 2039.
Okay,
oh, thank God.
Good.
Oh, thank God.
We're good.
We still have time.
Plenty of
we
time.
still have time.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. We need to start working on the bat suit right away, guys.
In the next 10 years, we gotta make unlawful surveillance legal. Come on, everyone.
Well, we're doing our part.
We also we need to do a Batman and all of the Batman history between now and then, so we can do a.
Maybe
Batman
it's already
Beyond.
happening. It's just happening in a different country with a lack of news coverage.
I hope so. Someone says Schway. Don't remember why, but I wrote that
Yeah, I
down
wrote
here.
that down too.
Yeah.
That's so.
Also, one more thing I want to add. All that thing, his crimes was before he. Okay, spoiler. He murdered Taka and stole the belt.
Yes.
Yeah.
So his confession to that would add 120 months or a full life sentence to those previous ones.
Yeah, murder is definitely a crime.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that point.
Our best out of context clip, Jack. Murder is a crime.
Well, that's that's good out of context. That's a true statement. Hard to take objection to that.
Yeah.
What happens next?
Back to our boys Matt and Terry chilling at
Let's
home.
go.
This is where the Schway and the Twip comes from, I think.
Yeah.
Matt is like, Did you see? There's this crazy new special coming on from no one else but Ian Peake.
Woo!
He's going to expose the Batman's identity, and he has these clips that are just Terry with his face blurred out and Bruce with his face blurred out. And he promises to reveal it during tonight's edition of The Inside
Do you remember his exact wording?
What's his exact wording?
I'm going to reveal Batman's identity and the identity of Batman's mysterious
His
friend, which is how he's describing Bruce Wayne.
I mean,
we see later on that he has deduced that Bruce was the original Batman and Terry is the second. He's figured that out. But he's just like, yeah, Batman's mysterious friend.
And Terry and Bruce obviously meet up to talk about this because this is bad for them.
Yeah.
And Bruce is, I wouldn't say beside himself because he's a very collected guy, but I can just imagine what he's thinking, that after decades, the person to finally bring him down is none other than Ian Peake.
He talks about how, like, he literally says, like, I've been expecting something like this to happen for years. But the fact it's Ian Peake is really disappointing.
It's embarrassing. It's frankly embarrassing.
There's a nice shot while he's talking with Terry. He stands as he says, like, I've been preparing for this for years. He steps in front of the batsuit in the display case, and the silhouettes perfectly line up. It's a nice little moment.
That's cool.
Yeah. The thing that triggers that line from him, which is like, I've been prepared for this for years, is Terry going, I'm sorry, Bruce, this is all my fault. And I love how Bruce doesn't go, it's okay, Terry, it's not your fault. Like, you couldn't have known that was in the Batmobile. He goes, I've been prepared for this.
He's like, I'm ready.
Don't worry about this.
It's like he knew Terry was going to screw something up.
Yeah.
At some point.
What's really funny to me is, imagine if Terry had, when he got to the Batcave, had like turned 180 degrees before landing the Batmobile, and the camera was just pointed at an empty wall the whole time. Cut to Peak. We forgot to bring this up. He's been taking medicine because he has a stomach ache.
I wonder
if that's important.
Anyway, he takes some and then he lifts his glass to take a sip of water, and as he lifts them, like where his hand is and lowers back down, Terry like appears behind his hand, and I really like that.
Yeah.
He's like Terry's like, fucking delete the tapes. You're good. Like, I don't care what you do to me, but Bruce has done too much to help the city. And he's like, cool. You want to say that again so I can record it so we can put that in the special?
Yeah.
After that, I just noted, damn, he's good.
I wrote, he's so cruel and awesome.
Yeah.
Batman leaves and then he's like, Well, my stomach still hurts. I'm gonna open my jacket and I have a hole in my chest.
You mess with intangibility, intangibility messes with you.
You mess with intangibility, you get the horns.
It's the fuck around, find out graph.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
What happens
Terry.
next? Terry's back at home.
Yeah,
Right.
goes to see his family.
This is our bit. This is
This whole sequence of from Terry going to see his family to him heading back out to deal with Peak for the last time. I love this section.
yep.
The guy just threw it well.
Yeah, so Terry gets home and he's like, well, at least like my mom doesn't let us watch that show, so they won't, find out. And then his mom is in the kitchen making popcorn, like, oh, it's about to be on. Come on, Terry, watch it with us. We're gonna learn who Batman is.
He said, I thought you said we shouldn't watch that show, and she says, what do I know?
Yeah.
Classic.
She's like, I'm just your mother. You don't need to listen to what I say.
So like Terry is like, oh man, like they shouldn't find out from a TV show. I should probably be honest with him. He goes, guys, I have something I need to tell you. I'm Batman. And his mom and his brother just laugh at him. Like they
Pretty funny.
They don't believe him. And spoiler alert, they fix it. His identity doesn't get revealed. But imagine the timeline where it did, where they laugh at him and then they see it and they're like, oh.
They're like, oh my god. Well, you know what? It's just him and Bruce's faces that are blurred out.
Yeah.
Everything else is the same. Everything else looks...
Bruce Wayne never changes his drip, and his mom has seen Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
But
it was forgivable before. Not anymore.
Lo and behold, the special has been canceled.
Uh-oh.
And Bruce Wayne was contacted by Mr. Peak and has gone to meet him.
You gotta help me, Bruce. You gotta help me. That's roughly what he says.
Yeah.
Because
and Bruce goes,
no.
Yeah. He goes,
He's like, I can't control it anymore. I'm going intangible and can't turn back. Like, and Bruce is just like, okay, cool.
Your fault.
Yeah, that's on you, man. What am I gonna do about that? He's this is your company and your science. He's like, how'd you know it's my science? Like, oh, because I killed the guy who made this, who worked for your company. And Bruce is like, that did not make me want to help you anymore.
No. He's so chill with it. Bruce is so zen about the whole entire situation. From now to the end of the episode, aside from the part that he's getting choked out, he's very chill. He's very chill with the whole entire thing.
Peak throws him the disc with the evidence on it. It's like, please, like, you gotta help. I'll give you this. And then he gives it to him. Bruce is like, I didn't agree to help. You just gave this to me of your own free will. I'm gonna turn around and leave.
Yeah.
Peak freaks out and tries to strangle him. Terry arrives.
Yes, he does.
And really, Terry being there, all it does is force him to be witness to this Ian Peak's horrific fate.
This is the single most horrific character death in the DC animated universe, and possibly all of DC.
And it's not even a character death. It's not even. It's just.
I mean, he's gonna starve to death down there, I guess. Or
definitely.
Do you think the intangibility negates that, and he just is down there forever?
It might, but this definitely falls into like that category of specifically Batman Beyond, the villain ending up in a perpetual hell instead of like any sort of normal death. I would say that there is
Light is in a nuclear sub trapped at the bottom of the ocean. We just left him down there. No one went to check. We left him down there.
I mean, Blight, people like Earthmover. There's that one episode of Justice League, or was it Justice League Unlimited, that had the Dream Guy.
What? That's not what. Huh? Is that Batman Beyond related?
No, well, I'm just talking about like
It's
the
DC.
DCU.
Okay, yeah.
The DCAU has a lot of those.
They
kind
don't
of
really
things.
show mercy to their villains unless they like them like Harley Quinn, and then they are just like, you're the best character now.
Yeah.
Joker got shot.
Okay, so as you may have been able to surmise, Peak just becomes completely intangible and just starts falling through the ground. And
Terry dives out the window to like fly down to lower floors to try and help him. Doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, the first interaction between Batman and Peak is just like the second, where it's, or not the second, but the last, where Terry can do absolutely nothing and just chases him down a building.
It is kind of funny how like you could kind of remove Terry from this episode. This is a pretty self-contained problem.
Yeah.
Well, it has to be someone's fault.
Yeah.
That Ian figured all this out.
So Terry goes down to like the basement level, and he gets Peak to turn back a little bit solid, and he grabs his hand and he's like, you need to focus, like I can get you up if you like focus on your power and control it. And he does for a second, and then he fucking loses it, and he starts sinking again, and I love Batman Beyond writing so much.
Yeah.
He just starts fucking laughing.
He cracks up. It's honestly pretty chilling for
It's so unnerving. He has like a
cartoon.
psychological break and just starts going as he like sinks away to die. And Terry just has to sit there and watch it.
Yeah. And then Bruce comes down and Terry's like, what do you think is going to happen to him? And Bruce is like, he'll probably end up at like the center of the earth. That's about as low as you can get.
He says that's about as inside as you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Terry is like still like kind of like he doesn't like Terry doesn't do anything. Like he's kind of still like in the moment of shock of watching this man die, and Bruce just fucking leaves.
Yep. And that's where the episode ends.
This is my favorite thing. In Justice League Unlimited, when they go to the future and like young Batman meets old Bruce Wayne, they make it a point of like old Bruce Wayne, like he says, like he talks to like Batman, who is not like early in his career. This is like mid to late career Batman, and he's like, I can't believe I was ever that green. Batman Beyond era Bruce gives zero fucks about anything.
Yeah.
Like he like watches people die in front of him, and he's like,
that's crazy. He comes up with a funny one-liner to describe what just happened.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, the only force that's acting on him now is gravity.
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 Interesting.
So, here's what I thought. People, after this, so, imagine you're just a random person in the Batman Beyond universe, you hear all this hype about this special coming up that's going to expose Batman, and then it gets canceled, and then the guy disappears off the face of the earth. I'm like thinking, oh, Batman probably killed that guy.
Here's what I was wondering. So I thought about the two, but I also thought like, who blurred the footage? Like, did Peak must have gone to like
himself? That's what it says.
But I'm thinking like, imagine if there was an editor who edited the footage, and you're one of two people on Earth who knows, and then Peak fucking disappears. You're like, I'm not telling anyone.
It's that guy. It's that guy who I thought was going to be important but wasn't. The producer.
The guy who's always like, how'd you figure it out? Like, how'd you get the info? I love him. I don't remember his name. He's great.
He is a great character because in so many other Batman Beyond episodes, he would be behind it. He would be behind it all. So they have to make some decoy characters like him so it's not completely predictable. And I appreciate that from them.
I think it's because he only gets one episode. But Peak is like one of the most underrated Batman Beyond villains to me. I really like him.
He's great.
Yeah.
I mean, is he really a villain? He doesn't commit that many crimes.
Huh. Is it? I might have a new bit. Can I pitch it? Can I pitch a bit?
Pitch the bit.
Do we want to, like... We're pretty Batman Beyond heavy, because that's where their name comes from. And we did a villain ranking for episode 10. Do we want to rank the Batman Beyond villains? Because we've done 3 of them so far. Not counting Raish. He doesn't count. He's a normal Batman villain.
So...
We can say no. We don't have to.
Rank them right now?
No, I mean, just, like, keep it going, like, how do we like these characters?
I mean, that's a segment right there. Like, we could definitely do that, like, catalog it.
Okay.
Yeah?
How does Willy Watt, how does Willy Watt, Payback, and Peak, like, how do you stack those 3 together?
Peak might be peak. No pun intended, but...
Yeah.
I think, I mean... all of those characters are very enjoyable and are really the lifeblood of their respective episodes. So it's hard to put any of them down, but...
in Golem, the lifeblood is Willie's dad.
See, here's the thing, because I am a Payback liker and a Golem hater.
I can't believe that.
But I gotta say, I would reverse it in terms of how much I enjoy like the villains of the respective episodes, because we go so long in the episode without knowing who the villain is in Payback, or we know.
Well, we don't go long.
No,
Terry goes long.
Yeah, Terry goes long. We don't go long. We realize as soon as he enters the room. But we don't get a whole ton of characterization. It's more of like he represents the parent-child dynamic than being like an actual character. Which is why I think that Willie inches him out, for me, just a little bit.
I would agree that Payback, then Willie, then Peak.
Yeah.
I have just... We're already a little bit off topic, so I am going to bring this up, because I've been looking for a place to talk about this since the Payback episode. In the Batman Beyond tie-in comics, there is a second Payback. And it's really, really cool. Can I tell you about him?
Please.
Okay. So, what's Kenny? Kenny's the first one's name?
I think that sounds right.
So it's not like the tie-in to the same universe. It's like the modern relaunch that's kind of the same, kind of different. So in this universe, the episode happened, and then afterwards, the reveal is that Kenny died in juvie. Like, he was killed in juvie by another prisoner.
Whoa.
And so Dr. Stanton rebuilds the Payback suit and tries to kill Batman for revenge.
Wait.
Dr. Stanton.
Wait. So you're telling me Dr. Stanton, our favorite little doctor guy, Dr. Stanton. Hello, I'm Dr. Stanton. Comes back.
The thing is, Terry's like, well, it can't be Dr. Stanton because we've already proved it's not him, and then it's just him.
It's just Dr. Stanton.
Yeah,
that's perfect. That's an actual twist.
His son died, and he's fucking pissed that it's Batman's fault.
Yeah, because we go so long thinking it's Dr. Stanton and then not really thinking it's Dr. Stanton, because Dr. Stanton's a G. Dr. Stanton's awesome. We all love Dr. Stanton, but it's Dr. Stanton?!
Yeah, he comes back.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I really like that idea. That was fun.
That goes hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, are we ready?
I think we are. I'm out of bits and out of notes.
Alright, let's, what's our order?
Jack, Will, Quentin.
Cool.
Quill.
Yeah, I almost said Quentin, but we do that one a lot.
I don't think I've ever given a Batman Beyond Shwarbage, and I know there's got to be some out there that I would give a Shwarbage, but not today. Because this is just, this is pretty cool. Very entertaining episode. And I know people love to talk about, like, oh, Batman Beyond is, like, it's low-key dark. It's low-key dark. It is. This is dark.
It is.
They would be right.
Ian Peake is just a very entertaining character who is played by, I didn't know, played by Michael McKean, who is a great actor. and it's just very entertaining to watch this sort of tragic but also deserved downfall with a lot of just fun twists and turns along the way. And if you're looking for like a classic like Batman episode, I guess this isn't really it, because the actual action and stuff is kind of inconsequential compared to just the drama. But I think that's what makes it interesting. And I will easily give it a Schway.
Cool.
I mean, once again with Jack, Batman Beyond's just really good. We didn't talk about the intro, but it's still good. I really like how Peak does represent this kind of unstoppable force, and the problem kind of solves itself with him sinking, and so this episode just gets to be about characters. Quentin, your complaint about Golem, I think, is basically the opposite here, where Golem had a bunch of characterization that was really bad. I think this episode is basically entirely just perfect, good characterization. And so I give it a Schway.
Yeah. I guess I go next. So,
I guess so.
my biggest complaint with Batman Beyond as a product is that the show and the writers seem very uninterested in creating a logic for a lot of these one-off episodes, which sometimes drives me crazy, because sometimes I want to sit there and I want to think like, oh, what is the logic behind the fucking intangibility? Is it that he can change what is intangible at any given time, blah blah blah? Is he thinking about it all the time? What are the rules? But if you let go of that and just let things be things, this episode is so good. If you just look at it from the perspective of character writing and all of those different set pieces, and there's a little bit of stuff that could be carved off, could be chopped up a little bit. Like, I think that the mob angle could have been tied in a couple different places. I think that if Powers had been the one to fulfill that role, it could have almost been a stronger episode, just in having that little subplot tie-in. Could have saved a little bit of time. But while I do have some small critiques, again, amazing character writing. I love Peak. He's entertaining. It's a fantastic performance. It's a fantastic idea for a villain who, at the end of the day, isn't really doing something that we've seen before. He's not trying to take over the world. He's not trying to fucking steal something. He's just obsessed with throwing people under the bus and exposing people, and being an analogy for this awful media circus that definitely was a big prevailing issue in the world of 2000 when this episode was written, and still is today. So, taking all that into account, it's a certified Schway.
I think another deserved unanimous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Okay, I have one more thing, then you guys do an outro, or maybe my thing will be the outro.
Okay.
So if you go to Google Images, and you Google Gorman the Batman, you get that one image. You get that one image I've sent that'll be on screen for YouTube.
Okay.
If you Google Chuck Gorman the Batman, it's gone.
What?
Is that? Are you sure that's his first name?
Yes, I'm 100% sure. Because he gets, it 100% is. You get images from the episode, but none of them have Gorman in them.
You're right. I can confirm this on Google Incognito.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't get it.
Me neither. Have you tried Gormy?
Ooh, I'll try Gormy. While I try Gormy, you guys do an outro.
All right.
I have. Oh, Quinn, If you have something,
no.
go ahead. I
don't
few
have
stupid
something.
things prepared. Okay. I have a trivia section that we can
Gormy
do.
doesn't work.
Okay.
I have
back.
2 fun facts. One from each of the episodes I watched. Not we watched.
Okay.
I watched.
Okay.
One of them is kind of cool, and one of them is extremely boring.
Okay.
The first one is kind of cool. In Sneak Peek, the boxer from the boxing section at the very start is the same, the same character design as a disguise used by Clayface in New Batman Adventures. Same design.
Oh.
Huh.
So if you want to theorize about that, theorize however you may.
I have a
Okay.
theory. It's Clayface.
It could
Yeah.
be. It could be. And now the second one, like I only was gonna share this if there was nothing else to do for the outro because this is very stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to preface this by saying I have all the respect in the world for people who take the time to create entries on the Batman wiki. You know, they're doing a good service in my opinion. And
This is about to be the most worthless piece of information, isn't it?
Sometimes just something slips through the cracks that doesn't really need to be on there. In Riddled, there's a section where Ellen Yin fights off the Riddler's goons. If you watch the episode, you will know that.
Mm-hmm.
So, the piece of trivia, I generally think trivia should supplement what you've learned from already watching the episode. This piece of trivia just says Yin shows off her skills as a fighter in this episode. That's not trivia, guys. Is that trivia?
No, it's not trivia.
No.
You're not going to go to a trivia contest and be like, what episode of the Batman did Ellen Yin show she was a good fighter? It's not trivia.
Yeah. Yeah. To round it out, do you want a piece of trivia from Riddler's Revenge?
I would love
Yes,
one.
please.
Okay.
Only
so
one.
I don't know exactly what this means. So we're gonna have to decipher this. But I think I know exactly what I think I know. So this is a real life relative. While their characters aren't related, Dick's classmate was voiced by Eben Sabara's real life brother, Daryl Sabara. So the guy who plays Dick and his classmate are fraternal twins.
Ah,
Okay.
that's neat.
Yeah.
That's
and
what I want for trivia.
do you guys know who fun fact, Daryl Sabara, do you know what he's been in?
What has he been in?
He was Junie Cortez in all of the Spy Kids movies.
Huh.
What do you know?
That's very cool.
Yeah. And if I'm not wrong, he's married to Meghan Trainor, the singer.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
To round out the episode, do you guys want a piece of trivia from Golem?
Sure.
Yes.
Man. I said that and then I read them. None of them are good. Oh man, these all suck. This is the first episode not to feature Derek Powers. It's not good. None of these are good.
Okay, if you need something good to end off of, I have something really stupid.
Round us out with something.
Guess who? Y'all know Philip Stryver from The Dark Knight Rises.
Of
Yeah.
course.
The actor who played him, Byrne.
Yeah.
First name Byrne, last name Gorman.
Oh my god!
To round it out, you guys want a piece of trivia from Payback?
Yeah.
Fuck, wait, no, there's no trivia. There's no trivia on the page. There's no trivia on the page.
No. It's not payback time anymore.
It's not Payback time.
Okay, so to round it out, do you
I
guys
found
want
some.
some?
I found
you guys,
some.
We can cut it somewhere in there. But that was a good. was a good.
Payback and Howard Lewis are voiced by the same actor. A red herring also used in the film Batman: Mask of the Phantasm.
Wait. I have an actual thing to end the episode on. Okay. Do you guys want
Round us
one
out.
more piece of trivia about this episode of Schway Shwarbage to end us off on?
Round us out.
If you guys did not know, this is the end of the episode.